Bears and what else?
Oh shit, I already started. The new 12, the 12 game.
Okay.
Yeah. All right, I'm muting.
I ain't never played sports. You know what I mean? I always have, you know what I'm saying, like music and love music from the jump. So that was my just plan A. I ain't even have a plan B. I made myself not have a plan B on purpose just so I can fulfill my plan A.
My
Had to
boy,
hit the buttons. What's going on with you, my boy?
back like we never left. You already know.
You know it. You know it. A beautiful day. You know what I'm saying? I see
Hey,
you
man.
told it. Look, I was about to get out the closet and I was like, nah, man. You know what I'm saying? I said, I'm gonna just, you know what I'm saying?
I got
Got some
a.
slack.
It's all good, man. I got a baby shower to go to today, right? I'm gonna go. After I do that, bro, I tell myself I'm gonna come back, sit down, and just lock myself in and make sure we secure everything. Cause we got to get these people their merchandise. Like
Yeah,
they
man.
ask for
They
it,
asked.
want it. We got to get it to them. So, I'm always representing them. Man. Every time I leave the house, I always grab my.
Somebody got
I
something
got
on.
somewhere. So, now, man, what's going on with you though, man? How your weekend was?
Man, it was beautiful, man. It's you know, it's global warming, but it's finally nice, consistent in Texas. I was able to cut the grass. You know what I'm
What?
saying? That first grass of the year. Man, you know
Okay.
that you know how the grass just be, you know, it's like it rain and then it be hot, and then it rain, and then it be cold. So it's been like a lot of that. And then it's like it's grass just been growing, but it's not dry enough to cut. So I was finally able to cut it. And
Okay.
man, it felt good. I was out there, sinuses messed up, but joint looked good. Other than that, man, you know what I'm saying? The wife in her shopping spree and and yeah, man, we just been chilling, man, having fun, enjoying life. Enjoying
Hey,
life.
man. If they ain't happy, my boy, I already know ain't nothing else going to be happy. So, you got to give them what they want or face the consequences. So just go through the shopping sprees and just look at it as a blessing. that you're able to actually, come out and do that type of stuff. But there's a lot going on in the sports world, especially talking about these UGA Bulldogs and the Florida Gators, excuse me. A lot of big news coming out of Athens this week, man. For one, we definitely have had to replace a few coaches. And unlike Florida, we don't mind announcing who we're going to hire or announcing who our next coach is going to be. So y'all know how we always kick the show off, man. We always start talking about a little bit of Dawg news and a little bit of Gator news. So we'll go ahead and kick this thing off, right? I think it's only right I start off, man. We had the biggest news, I think, this week. Two big, huge coaching changes for UGA, man. For one, congratulations, man, to Coach McGee. Coach McGee was hired as the head coach at Georgia State. You know what? That's a great spot for Coach McGee, man. His recruiting and where he's from and how he's kind of built a threshold here in the South and being able to go to Georgia State and just looking at the level of competition that he's going to be going against. I see a lot of UGA assistants, man, going places and doing big things. I like this hire, and I definitely like the hire in Syracuse when they hired a UGA assistant as well. Big moves, man, big moves. What do you think about McGee going to – tell you what, give it 2 years, McGee will beat Florida.
Right. It's a good hire for them. I love the fact that he's going to become a head coach somewhere, not Georgia. So yeah, I love it, man. I think it's a win-win for everybody.
I hate to lose him on the recruiting
trail. He's a hell of a recruiter, man. Woo. Hell of a recruiter.
Man.
But good luck to the man. It's Black History Month. You know what I'm saying? So you don't wish nothing ill on the man. So yeah, man, I just want him to be successful.
Yeah, I think he will. I think he will. Then, especially with us, when you lose coaches, you definitely have to bring new ones in. I definitely love the replacement. With UGA going out and bringing back, bro, James Cooley. Cooley is definitely a top-notch recruiter, man. If you look at some of the list of names that he's able to recruit and bring in, I had some of them listed here, man. Cooley has brought in Kieres Jackson. I know a lot of my Dawg fans out there know who he is. Jeremiah Holloman, man. Holloman, I thought was going to be one of those next level receivers. I know he got caught up in some stuff that kind of derailed his career. But James Cook, got to think about that, dog. James Cook is what he's doing. Look at him now with the Buffalo Bills, how he's tearing it up. Tyreek Stevenson, Miami guy. He got a good threshold down in Miami too, man. That's one thing I love about James Cooley. He's not afraid to go down in Miami and get one of those 5-star guys and bring them back up. So Tyreek Stevenson was another guy he had. Smoke Bowie, George Pickens, last 5-star player to ever go through UGA on the offensive side, I think at wide receiver. Receiver. James Cooley brought him here. So to get him back, bro, I look at all the success that Texas A&M has had over the last few years, how they able to get these wide receivers and these big time wide receivers. James Cooley. So now Kirby's brought him back home. I don't think he'll be here long, but I think he'll be a head coach.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see how Georgia offense goes back to, if it goes back to the passing thing, because that was UGA's biggest void, right? Like you would see in all the boards, everybody like wide receiver. Like McConkey was a pleasant surprise. He was not he wasn't like somebody that y'all were like, oh man, he's coming in, he's about to change the game. Like, no. So y'all getting y'all would lose one recruiter, get another one. If Kirby gonna do anything, he gonna bring a motherfucker that can recruit. Like you gonna have recruit. Like you go coach at UGA, you could be a solid coach, but you better be a great recruiter. It's the blueprint, man. And I think it's proven itself. It's kind of NIL proof at this point. UGA's in a range place. Like I'm not very familiar with the NIL, but how do from the outside looking in, and you don't hear a lot about UGA's NIL stuff like you hear a lot about the Texases, you hear the divorce, you hear the issues, Florida, you hear Miami's, you hear Stanford and USC, Oklahoma, like you hear a lot of other schools talk about NIL, but you don't ever hear UGA when it comes to NIL. Is UGA at this point NIL proof? Because the proof is in the pudding per se.
Nah, man. I think it's more along the line. Kirby was one of the coaches that may have been able to see it coming from afar and kind of seeing how Saban kind of against it, but knew what was going to happen. So when he went to UGA, just like anything, you're going to take something and try to make it better. Or if you're a younger guy, you can kind of connect with a younger world. You may see stuff changing before an older person may, or more mature person, not the older. So I think Kirby was able to go in to UGA right at the right time. Then COVID hit, so you got to sit there and kind of let that marinate and kind of stay in-house with a lot of stuff. And you was together a lot of times, I think. And that Kirby's always ran it like the mafia. You don't really know about injuries. You don't really know when nobody coming back from an injury. Suspensions, he'll have them already planned out. So I think Kirby just has the machine running at such a, I would say, an optimum. It's just hard to really break it at this point, bro. You know you're going to get a shot to go to the league, and you know that they're going to try to give you some type of the NIL and help you get NIL money. But it's like a win-win situation. The only thing you have to do is make sure you play on the field that's making plays at UGA at this point. So I know a lot of teams be like, well, why would you want to go sit behind another 5-star? I got a homeboy that's a Florida State fan. He always saying that about these kids. There's so many schools. Why would they want to just go sit behind another 5-star where they can go somewhere else and get shine? I'm like, yeah, but it ain't the same. It's not the same. You're not getting posted up by the same guys. You're not getting the same exposure as some of the UGA teams and UGA. Come on, man. What are we talking about?
It seems like it's kind of how Bama was. Like we would sit back and you look at that defense.
Florida State in the Bowden days. I be telling him that it's like Florida State and Bowden. Like you know what's gonna happen.
Like the old days where you would have, you know what I'm saying? Like I hate to talk about Miami, but like that year when they had running backs, it was Clinton Portis, it was Edgerrin James, and it was Clinton Portis, and behind them was fucking like it was McGahee? They had like 3 or 4 guys. Yeah, McGahee was the backup, 3rd, 4th string. Like some of these guys are going to sit and they don't mind sitting because they see the bigger picture. And that's, I think, what Saban was able to sell with Bama for so long that, be like, hey, man, yeah, you come sit behind Deron Payne, sure. But your junior year, you're going to get the start. And then after that, look who's coming. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can sit 3-4 years. And
I think the best thing for Kirby that happened for Kirby and Trayvon Walker going number 1 overall. Nobody expected that. Nobody was there. I think they were talking about somebody else. They were talking about a quarterback. There was a couple boards that had him up there. But to be able to put that in the number 1 overall pick on the board, it's hard to go. It's hard to go against any coach who sold this kid, who brought this kid in, who wasn't even I only think he was a 4-star. And now he's number 1 pick. You got Jordan Davis, who's a 3-star. Nick Chubb. Isn't there a lot of these guys and names, dog? Like you said, these people will see these names and be like, dang, I feel like I'm better than Nick Chubb at this point in my career. I mean, at that level in high school, if you Bo Walker, you like, I'm a 4-star, Nick Chubb, 3-star. Why can't I excel more than him if I go in that system? Just like ETN going over there. I understand. I know y'all harp on ETN, Florida versus everybody. Now he's with everybody. So I get it. I understand.
Mm-hmm.
I want to go over there and win.
Best of luck to him and the stable of all that. Yeah. Hey, man, he ain't going – I doubt
you talking about what he ain't gonna do because you don't know. Don't do that. Don't do that.
But I mean, again, I'm rooting for everybody black, man. So hopefully he sees some type of success over there. I would hate for it to have derailed his career.
So the question
about
right? Let's transition to the portal.
Man, I gotta give no.
My bad.
We got news in Gainesville.
I didn't know.
We ain't gonna do that.
I can't hear you. I can't hear you way down there. My fault. Go ahead.
I was nice, you know what I'm saying? I said something nice about Georgia, Miami.
It's a new day. You know what I'm saying? But go ahead.
Ain't nobody pissed my cereal this morning, so we good. Russ Callaway named OC. I mean, I guess officially quote unquote co-OC. No, the co-stuff doesn't matter. The OC is Russ Callaway. He's the tight end, currently the tight end coach. He came from Sanford. He was part of that high raging offense. He was the OC there.
He came from Stanford.
Sanford.
Sanford. Okay, Sanford.
They was putting 50 points on folks' head.
Tulane in Nevada. People like that. Let's make sure
even when they play the big schools, they still did good. So yeah, we should see a improved offense. I think a lot of people, all of Gator Nation was looking to see who's going to be the OC, and you had a lot of rumors whether going to be Marion from UNLV. A lot of people love him, me included. There was a lot of rumors of Willie Korn from Liberty. I'm not mad that it didn't happen. I kind of like Russ Callaway over Willie Korn. But I'm glad we got a guy. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm glad we took the clipboard out of Billy's hand, because I'm not a big fan of the head coach being a play caller. So on offense or defense, like you have some of the greatest minds, you know what I'm saying? Like Ryan Day, awesome OC. Great. He has an OC. Urban Meyer has always had an OC, and he's genius at it. Kirby, defense, has a DC. Like, there's so much responsibility that a head coach has, especially during the game, that you can't be focused on scheming the next drive when your defense is out there and you need to be overseeing your defense or making sure two guys on the special teams don't got on the same jersey. And there's a benefit to being a CEO. And I think Billy learned his lesson last year. I think he tried to do it his way, what got him here, which I respect. You do what got you there. But clearly everything that worked at, you know what I'm saying, ULL doesn't translate to the SEC. Strength and conditioning doesn't translate. We got a new strength and conditioning guy. This dude looked like he got bodies, dog. Like this dude, his name is Tyler Miles, right? He was he looks like he looked like he got a couple bodies on him. Now, I ain't gonna put it on him, but he looked a little loose, which I love as a strength conditioning coach. You need that guy that's crazy. We just hired somebody from the Marines. He just retired from the Marine Corps, strength and conditioning guy. He'll be a part of the strength and conditioning team. We made a couple hires. I love the moves that Billy made this year. We didn't fire one of our O-line coaches. He took an opportunity in the NFL as an assistant with the Commanders, I want to say. Shout out to him. So, yeah, man, I love what Billy did this offseason, man. I love the hires. I like the hires a lot. We'll see if it translates on the field. It's a hell of a schedule as far as big names. Like, when you look at the names, it's like, oh, shit. But I don't know if the rosters are as competitive as the names are. If you know what I'm saying, you get my drift. You know what I'm saying? Like, you look at Texas A&M, then you look at, other schools. You be like, oh, that's a big game. Then you be like, they kind of ravaged right now. So it's a lot of big names on our schedule. I don't know that they'll be very competitive. So it'll be seen, man. If we come out here, and be competitive and win some of those games that we lost last year, the 7-point games, we're not snapping to the running back and then trying to do a pass against UGA on the 40-yard line.
Do it again.
Like,
we need somebody who's going to call the plays just like Billy, man. Hey, man, make sure y'all hit that follow button, that like button, share button.
Yeah,
too,
man.
Your dog out
Billy play calling is out the window, man, and I love it, man. I love it for the program. It's showing he's making the right steps, and
Billy
I think
reminds me of Arthur Smith from the South. Like just watching the game plan and the play calling. Like you said, we'll have a good drive going. We get down there, we get in that like the 40. When we get past the 50, we be like, oh, yeah, here we go again. That's exactly what used to happen with the Atlanta Falcons, because he got some trick or some schemed up in there, and whether he called it or not, we don't know. But if he called it halfback, we call it a tight end 2 through to tight end 3. Now this ain't got nothing to do with Kyle Pitts. He a decoy. So when we called that play, bro, I was done with Arthur Smith.
That was
with the
Falcons. That snap against UGA, the snap to do the lays of the quarterback to ETN and roll out and try to throw it out. I've been done with Billy play calling for like about 2 years now, and not the plays. And I think that's what a lot of people, and we'll move past this in a minute. But I think with Florida, it's not Billy plays that are trash. Don't get me wrong, like a lot of them are bad, but his scheme, like you'll see a lot of his plays being used in the NFL. You'll see a lot of his the scheme, like as far as what he's doing, the motion and stuff being used in championship level football. Like the Chiefs run a lot of the pre-motion stuff that we did, but the issue is it ain't put together consistently enough to where he'll do like that for a drive. He'll do that for like that drive against UGA, right? That first drive, boom. Even the second one, we was like, okay. And then after that, it just stops. Or when Billy gets a lead, like he's not aggressive enough, and that you have to be in today's football. And I think Russ Callaway is aggressive enough to make those calls, make those deep shots, and you still keep the same concepts. They run similar offenses, so I don't think it's going to be any change as far as using players and stuff like that. But it's just going to open it up, man. And I'm super excited to see what goes on, man. I don't even want to see too much in the spring game. Like give me like 6 to 8 plays, couple runs, couple floods, couple toss-ups, and I'm straight. I don't want to see don't give nobody no looks about what's coming from Russ Callaway. I don't want to see shit until August 30th in the swamp with Miami across the sideline crying again about how they got cheated out of a game. That's what I want to see his playbook open up. But yeah, man,
we get further away from the off season, so that the air is coming back in the chest.
Yeah, man. Look, I told you I was ready to start lying. I told you I was gonna start lying and everything. And now that we got an OC, my lies are about to be diabolical. And I don't care if you save them and you screenshot them, and you call me whatever you want to call me in the comments. I don't care. I'm gonna always talk good on my Gators. Always.
Eric Bieniemy hired as the associate head coach and offensive coordinator at UCLA. Now, you just said you don't like for the head coaches to be their own offensive coordinator, man. What you think about this hire, man? What you think about this move altogether? What's up with EB? Why has EB had to now go back, or not say go back? Go back. Yeah, he was in college. Go back to college. When you had Pat Mahomes, the highest scoring offense, you won 2 Super Bowls with these guys, maybe even 3 Super Bowls with these guys. 2. They won 3 out of the last 5, so 2. So you won 2 with these guys. Why would you have to go back to college football?
Bro, I don't know what is going on with Eric Bieniemy. I don't know.
I told you the man
his circle, his interview.
I told you, bro, he has to have a stuttering problem. He like that
dude. I
don't know. He just can't get it out. It gotta be.
We are witnessing, like, you know how they say in life you make a decision and then like from there like a series of events happens, whether good or bad. Usually you see the stories of like, oh, I gambled on myself. I went and I was successful and that. He is the opposite. He left Kansas City because he left Kansas City because it was Andy Reid calling plays and it was Andy Reid's offense. Eric Bieniemy was just a guy for when things went bad. He was the scapegoat. So cool. I'm gonna go to Washington. I'm gonna tee them up. Everybody's like, all right, he's not getting a head coaching job, but this will be his proving ground. If he can make Washington look respectable.
Well, really, I thought he was going to Washington to take over as head coach. I thought they would move on from Ron Rivera or let them transition from like a Ron Rivera.
And that might have been the plan. That might have been the plan.
Was more of the plan. I got to ask a few Washington fans.
But for whatever reason, him being a head coach at a NFL franchise it's not happening. Like, it's just not happening. And then to go from being an OC of a Super Bowl winning dynasty, you left, they just continue to win Super Bowls. Now you didn't make the playoffs with the Commanders. I can't remember if they did not. Probably didn't. Then now you're going to UCLA to be the OC, meaning you're the head coach of the UCLA Bruins. Just was hired as the Vegas Raiders running back coach. He was the Vegas running back coach, and was like, "No, I'm gonna go back, and I'm gonna just coach at my UCLA," because he was on the coach staff for a while. But he went back, took over, and this hire is for Eric Bieniemy. You telling me a coach that was about to coach running backs for the Raiders is the head coach, and Eric Bieniemy is his assistant? That is crazy.
I don't understand. Well, I just don't understand how we got here. Like I said, Eric Bieniemy, man, you got the confetti falling on you. You got Pat Mahomes. You're doing your thing, man. You're supposed to be one of the hottest coordinators out at one point, and then next thing you know, we got you going back to college. So I don't know, man. Like I said, it's got to be something with him, something different. It's something that's we don't know. We'll probably never know. Like I said, maybe his interview skills, man. When he gets in there, bro, he's just not able to sell himself or able to sell to the job. You know, sometimes people got like generic resume. I be telling people you can't have a generic resume. You can't send the same resume out for a job. You got to tailor that resume for whatever job you want. Maybe he can't do that, bro. Maybe he can't go in there and tell them how he's going to fix teams. And Washington gave him a chance, and they were like, well, damn, you didn't fix us. Our offense looked just as bad. I thought Sam Howell was going to be the guy and take that step with you. And they really didn't. Now, Washington ain't got players or ballers to really do too much. But at the same time, I think you can see sometimes when the scheme works, they just don't have the players to execute the scheme. Whereas in this case in Washington, they just look bad. So.
Bro, I don't know what's up with Eric Bieniemy, man. Like, it's going to be one of the things. Like, what happened to the lost people of the Aztecs type shit? Like, what? We'll never get an answer. We'll be searching for decades and decades about why Eric Bieniemy is not being hired as a head coach. And it's at first it was like maybe because it's black. Nah. That ain't it. The coach of the year, D'Amico Ryans.
Raheem just got a job in Atlanta.
Raheem. Like it's
he hired a brother named Raheem. Well, I can't wait for the season to start.
Like it's crazy. It's just crazy. Eric Bieniemy is now the offensive coordinator at UCLA, and then UCLA at that.
I was about to say, then you go to UCLA, my boy. You ain't like you went to Bama. You ain't go to Ohio State. You ain't go to Georgia. You went to UCLA, the Pac.
Like you didn't call
Pac-12 about to be dead. You don't even know if you got job security. The Pac-12 about to be dead. I ain't laughing because that ain't funny. No, that ain't funny enough. But I'm just saying, for him to go to the Pac-12, man, to go from having that confetti fall on you with Pat Mahomes to being announced as the head coach or associate head coach / offensive coordinator, oh man, that's a tough fall. It's a tough fight. You seen
the Temptations, right?
Yeah.
And you know at the end of the movie when they were singing "My Girl" on the TV.
Oh, Knicks Nation. Oh man, no.
See, this is why you can't. We gotta start screening these comments, man. We gotta start screening these comments.
You know what? I feel like I do think Bo Nix will be a better pro than he was. I do. Some players, I think that your game is more suited for a more of a pro level or pro style. Whereas Bo Nix was always, even at Auburn, bro, they always tried to put him in these systems. Gus Malzahn. You know, everybody can't fit Gus Malzahn's system. You know that. You know, that's kind of tweaky. That's a tweaky system. Everybody can't fit that. Then he went to Oregon and they opened it up more and got more of a pro style attack. And you could see a better Bo Nix or a better version of Bo Nix during his time at Oregon. Whereas I think that is more indicative of what we would see in the pros. Whereas that Auburn Bo Nix, he went with them, but he went 0-4 versus Oregon.
So Oregon. Now, let me know if I'm wrong, right? I don't want to come off as a hater.
Leave the comment, man. We won't know.
Who did Bo Nix beat at Oregon that was so like
I'm just saying that we going into semantics.
No, I'm just saying, like, I don't get
but
the
they
hype.
were still ranked. What they were ranked number 6. Now, why they were ranked 6 or 7? No clue.
Because if you start the season at 12,
they beat Shador.
Barely.
No.
I'm sorry.
They gave Dion. They gave Dion his first taste of like, here you go. Have some of this. And you remember he was at halftime. Remember Dan Lanning was at halftime, chomping. Dog, the score is 0-0, and they really went out there like the score was still.
But I think with Oregon, what we saw is a benefit of when you're being ranked somewhere in the preseason, and you just not losing. You know what I'm saying? Because who did they play? They didn't. I'm like, for me, hey baby, shout out to the you know what I'm saying, the first lady. You looking good in that picture, man. You know what I'm saying?
Hey man, focus on work.
Yeah, man. I'm trying to focus, late woman. I'll be off soon. But yeah, I just don't know who they beat that makes Bo Nix look so.
I'm with you. And the reason again we talking about Bo Nix, back to the comment. I just said I feel like he'll be a better pro style, better in the pros than he would in his college career. That's all I said. I feel like he's in the right system, of course, like everybody. I don't think he's nowhere near first. He's probably a mid, but maybe a 3rd round pick, kind of like a Desmond Ritter type pick. You know, one of those type. If you work out, if you don't work out, it's okay. He could be a long time backup, I'm sure, because he's mobile. He can play. He's mobile. He got some wheels.
That's what I'm like.
Throw the ball? My thing is, can you throw the ball in the NFL with anticipation? Because those windows aren't open. You got to throw guys open in the pros. And
he reminds me of a less talented Baker Mayfield.
Ooh.
Remember Baker in college?
I got you. Will we say less talented? Because Baker just went to the playoffs with. Baker
won a Heisman, didn't he? Or he?
Yeah.
The fuck? Yeah, he won a Heisman. He's a less talented.
Bo was a Heisman finalist, so I'm with you. He is a less Baker. I'm with you with that. And Baker
he just
went to the playoffs, and Baker about to get paid. So I don't. Is that bad for Bo Nix?
I'm not high on Bo Nix.
I'm not a Bo Nix fan. I'm just saying.
But to go back before we leave the Airbnb, he reminds me of one of them people at the end of the Temptation movie that was like, "Damn, we left too soon. Like, we should have just stuck around." Yeah. He looking like the Chiefs and seeing back-to-back, potentially going back for a 3-peat, and you sitting here getting kids ready, packing book bags of swag to give the kids in camp. That's crazy. That's crazy.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Yeah.
So what we got next, bro? What's next?
They have Josh Allen. You know, right now Vegas has Josh Allen predicted to be MVP next year. He has. I'm just telling you what they say.
Can you bet against that?
Yeah, pick somebody else. You trying to take the field? Oh no, bro, they ain't gonna give you that. That ain't how it works, my boy.
I bet that he won't even be in the final 3 because Diggs is gone. But we'll say that for
I think
day.
Diggs about that thing too. So, man, Bears, NFL, the Bears in the number 1 pick. The Bears really have the NFL offseason really in a chokehold. It's really in their hands at this point. They have one of the highest free agency, cap limits. Did you see the salary cap go up?
Yes, I did.
Bro, everybody got 30 mil. Bonus 30 mil on top of what you already got. Somebody about to get paid this offseason. I think Justin Jefferson gonna be first. But
they about to pay that $60 million.
Man, listen here.
Crazy.
Listen.
Crazy.
I know they're talking about resetting markets right now, and that's a big thing. Everybody want to reset markets. Like Justin Jefferson wants to reset the wide receiver market. So he wants the floor to be 30 mil. $30 million. We gave Flacco. Flacco won comeback player of the year, so I think Flacco definitely can still play. If I'm a team like the Raiders, I might call Flacco. I'm not gonna lie.
No.
If I'm a team like I'm not saying that I would put all my eggs in that basket, but why you can't bring him in as a backup, and if whoever you bring in as a starter don't work, you can go flip with Flacco.
Because
Flacco proved last year he could play, bro. Now I'm not saying he's gonna be.
Flacco plays good. He's like a old Josh Dobbs. You might get 1 or 2, But don't think you're getting that thing 3-4 games in a row.
Man, he led Cleveland to the playoffs, man. I don't know. DTR got hurt like week 5. Joe Flacco played a long season, but back to the Bears, man. The Bears have the all season in a hole right now, struggling a hole. What do you do if you're the Bears with that number 1 pick, bro? Do you trade Justin Fields and acquire more, or do you trade the number 1 pick, go back, and then add other pieces around your team? If you're the Bears GM, what you do?
First thing I'm doing is trading Justin Fields, right?
Woo.
I'm going to trade Justin Fields. It just ain't worked out. It ain't worked out. You know what I'm saying? For whatever reason, it ain't worked out. Now, I think you have to have a plan for a quarterback. I think you bring in a vet. You know what I'm saying? You may try to get like a Kirk Cousins type.
Joe Flacco.
No. Yeah. Shout out to Crystal, man.
Yeah, man. Oh, we got to get Crystal on this thing. I want to talk about South Carolina with Crystal, because I really do think Staley them can be beaten. I think they're gonna get got.
Oh,
but we're gonna talk about that.
Yeah,
that girl. You see that girl at USC last night?
Juju is wow. Well, I can talk about women basketball this year. Like I talk about college football. Juju is going crazy.
South Carolina. I think
if you put Juju, Caitlin Clark, Angel Reese.
All right, we gotta the women, right? We're gonna talk about the women. We'll talk about the women next. But Justin Fields, what do you do with Justin Fields?
I think if I'm the Bears, right, I have a plan set up. I'm like, cool, go get a veteran, right? Go get me a veteran. I'll trade, I'll get Kirk. I'll pay his 2 years. You know what I'm saying? Guaranteed, whatever. His Justin Kirk be getting crazy contracts. I'll pay it. Get that right. I'm trading Justin Fields. I'm trading Justin Fields first. I'm getting as much as I could possibly get. Teams are desperate for his play style. I'm going to try to get the most, right? If I can get like a first and a third or something like that, cool. Get that.
If you're going to move up to 1, the price tag is going to definitely be a first this year.
No. That's not even trading the first round pick.
Oh, you talking about Fields? Oh, Justin Fields. Oh, I'm not. I probably give you maybe like a second or third. I don't know about the first round pick.
You might can pull a first, depending on the team.
Oakland must be different.
So you do that. Then I'm signing the vet, and a free agent vet. I'm getting Kirk Cousins or somebody like that I can trust for a year or two, and then I'm going to hold my draft pick until the day of. Until you mother effers is desperate. And I'm like taking calls. Who won it? Because I'm going to trade back and get me like a Drake May, a Bo Nick. I'm going to trade back and get a young guy that can sit a year or two behind Kirk and let him, get acclimated. Kind of like the Jordan Love thing. You know what I'm saying? It looks like it's paying off. I would do that, pick up more picks. Now I'm looking at maybe 2 O linemen, a defensive lineman. Another, you don't need a wide receiver. You got 2 or 3 good wide receivers. You already got you replace. They just lost. They're letting Eddie Jackson walk. Go get you a safety. You know what I'm saying? Pay him or try to get Chauncey Gardner free agency. You know what I'm saying? It gives you more. But I'm getting rid of Fields and I'm trading that first round pick. But the timing of it is what's going to be important, and that's what's going to make the difference. But I'm trading both of them picks. I'm not taking Caleb Williams number 1. No. Let somebody desperate like Arizona trade up, or like
Arizona got Kyler. They said they're locked in the Kyler, so they're good. You don't have to have it. You got Atlanta who will trade up probably. Oakland might be one of them teams looking to move up.
No, we ain't trading up for that. I already know that. They're not. The Minnesota.
The Vikings would if Kirk Cousins leaves, they would definitely be in quarterback mode. But you got to take Caleb. Yeah, I'm with you. Yeah, you got to take Caleb. If you're the Bears, bro, you can't trade Justin Fields and then turn around and trade back too. That's not gonna happen. I will tell you
clear. Right. Stay clear of Caleb Williams.
Your fan base. You want to piss off some people and make your season ticket holders and your investors mad.
Make sure you save this clip.
Yeah, okay.
For future references. Stay clear of Caleb Williams. Stay clear.
Man, Caleb is listen. If he goes to the combine and puts on the show, I'm telling you,
I don't care.
He's going to go number one overall.
He's gonna put on the show.
He's going to do it.
Who don't
He's
put on the show for the combine?
Who is the second quarterback off the board? Is my question. And do you know? This is we're talking quarterback. Do you know? No Heisman winning quarterback. There's only been 2 Heisman winning quarterbacks in the history of the game that ever won the Super Bowl. And hell, it ain't that many that don't play for him. Roger Staubach with one arm and the other one somebody else way back then. So do you really want a Heisman winning quarterback? They ain't won no Super Bowl.
I wouldn't touch Caleb Williams with a 10-foot pole if I'm an organization.
How you don't like Caleb Williams? What's wrong with Caleb?
I don't like his attitude, right? I don't like his attitude. I don't like we've seen this blueprint too many times. We've seen Johnny Manziel. We've seen Baker Mayfield. And yes, Baker got lucky this year. I need him to do it at least 2 more times before I'll be like, Baker.
I'm saying, what his attitude? When you say his attitude, though, let's go back.
I don't like his. He
takes losses hard, and he's a competitor.
It's a long time away.
He's a competitor, so I'm trying to figure out. You don't like the fact that he painting his team names. And stuff
I don't care about.
I'm just trying to figure out what. I'm just trying to figure out what is it. Or what
gives me like a Brian. He gives me like an elitist type attitude without the results of the like it's very.
So he hasn't won enough for you for him. To he hasn't won enough to act the way he acts.
I think some success he's had. While he's a great, I'm gonna separate talent wise. Absolutely, I think he can run around and make the throws and all that stuff. He has accuracy, cool, but it's the stuff that they don't talk about. It's his pocket presence, how he's super quick to get out the pocket. And if you watch any of his stuff, he takes a step and he gone. He is not standing in the pocket to take that hit that you have to take in the NFL to make the pass. You're not going to outrun everybody. You're not going to do that as the quarterback. You ain't that guy.
You ain't gonna do that.
You're not.
The angles are different in the NFL. I always say that. The angles, these people in the NFL, these grown men take way different angles than
it's different, bro. Like
coming back.
You got Miles Garrett who could probably run a 4.4 now. You know what I'm saying? And outweighs you by 120 pounds. Like it's a
different game. Yeah.
And then like I think like that attitude and that bravado of just it's the me thing. And I don't think as a quarterback that puts you in a position because you're going to get humbled. Guaranteed. You're going to get humbled.
Okay.
But
do you feel the same way about Shedeur?
No. And the reason I don't feel the same way about Shedeur is because Shedeur, one, he takes the hit. He's showing he will take the hits.
He has no problem. He ain't have nobody.
Played with
they literally had me and you out there blocking. And you know I ain't never played offensive lineman day in my life. So.
And his technique, he's always has this if he doesn't have the time and he has to throw the run, sure. But his feet always set. He doesn't throw bad balls. He doesn't make bad decisions. He doesn't make bad decisions.
Brady gonna hunt the league with this kid for the next few years. Too.
Hey, he can make all the NFL throws. He has the touch. He breaks down the defense super quick. Like it's crazy how good Shedeur is. And I think Caleb
school works, bro. I feel like Tom Brady can teach if you have the talent. Now, if you have talent, of course you can do it. But if you have the talent and then you really get the tutelage from Tom, I think Tom will give it.
And I don't mind the showboaty stuff. I don't mind that. Like I like that getting in the face. Like I like Caleb painting his nails saying F you on it and all that. I like that. I like the walking in the Conor McGregor walking, all that. I like all the attitude. But what I'm saying is it's when you're losing or when it's tough, who's your quarterback? Is your quarterback the one that's like, calm down? Like you got to have that guy. And I think that's that Tom Brady thing. That Patrick Mahomes thing, you know, when you look at great quarterbacks, they all have that, I show emotion, but it's time to get to work. And I just don't think Caleb has that. He comes off very childish and stuff. So to be the leader of my organization as the number 1 pick quarterback in a terrible situation like the Bears, like you're not in a good situation. You're not getting picked on a team that's like that everybody's young and growing like CJ Stroud was picked for the Texans. He was picked, but you got a rookie coach. You got other rookies around you, and y'all just came together in jail. I don't see.
But you know what? Again, I see different with CJ Stroud. Again, I know just one game. Don't get me wrong. I'm going to speak on one game. That game versus UGA, no, they lost because of the kicker. But CJ Stroud, bro, he shows you there he could play. Just like Joe Burrow, that game against that UGA defense, when he lit us up in the SEC championship game, it just tells you, bro, that certain guys, bro, I don't have that game for Caleb. I don't, bro. I don't have that game for him with an elite defense that he just took them apart. I don't have that.
He USC won a lot of their games. Don't get me wrong, like that Arizona game. He won that game with his legs, but who was he playing against? And a part of that game, they had him looking crazy in there, running around like he's running around and turning around and running around 10 to 15. Bro, that ain't happening in the NFL. Nobody does that. Nobody. And Caleb
Lamar, you need to stop. We see Lamar do that every Sunday.
And he got a safety. Even Lamar got stopped. Even Lamar ain't doing all that.
And I'm not comparing
Lamar's been in the league a little while now to where he's really coming on as a true passer. Oh, yeah. And Caleb, I don't know that Caleb has the toughness of a Bryce Young to deal with the shit that Bryce Young had to. I think if that role was reversed, Caleb Williams would be sound bites and stuff like that. Like it would be more, you know who reminds me of? What's the kid? Zach Wilson from the Jets. How everybody was in love with him and his attitude. He reminds me, I can see a very much Zach Wilson-esque thing for Caleb Williams. I'm staying away, bro. I'm not taking that.
I got you. No, I'm with you. I get it. I get it. I totally get it. I totally understand, like 1,000%. So that's what I was just asking. Because I think the Bears are I'm not saying a tough space, but they're in a spot where, like, you don't want to make the wrong decision. Somebody's going to get fired for the wrong decision. Somebody's going to get praised and heat for the right decision. Do you give up on Justin Fields too soon? He's still a young kid. It's been Chicago. You really have not put a team around him that is giving him the ability to do things that I feel like he should have, or things that quarterbacks from his class have done. But you went with Mitch Trubisky first. That was completely wrong. You can't get this quarterback spot wrong again, bro. You're going to set the Bears back for another 5 to 10 years. And like you said, if Caleb is not the guy, and then you go ahead and trade Fields, and then you draft Caleb in the next 3 or 4 years, he's not the guy, but you still got those picks. It don't matter. I'm going to tell you now, it don't matter how many draft picks you have. It don't matter how many number one picks you put around people. If that quarterback position is not right, hey,
that's what I'm saying. You go get you that's why you go get you somebody that can put a Band-Aid on that thing now, that you can rely on, like, okay, we got a consistent QB, and get a guy that you can groom for a year or two, or wait until next year and try to get a Shador or something like that. But like, I mean,
me personally, that's why I wouldn't mind the Falcons.
That's what I want the Raiders to do. Go get an old guy,
get a veteran, and if it don't work, and we in week 8 and we 3-5, guess what? Hit that button. We can get Shador next year. Hit that button. Somebody's going to be hurt. You know what I mean? Some injury going to happen to Russell Wilson. Well, he just ain't going to make the rest of this season. I'm sorry. But, yeah. You're going to see teams, anybody that starts losing early, you're going to see them hit tank. Because Shador is not only a talented quarterback, he's a salesman. He's a showman. He already has the NFL bravado around him.
Like, did you see his interview he did a couple days ago when they asked him about the offensive change? So they asked him, like, how do you feel about the offensive change and things like that? And first thing he did was, I'm not going to blame the O-line. He was like, we did the best we could in the situation we were in. He was like, a lot of times I maybe held the ball, or the offensive play style wasn't really my style. It wasn't bad coaching. It just wasn't a good style. Like, it was a lot of option routes and he's like, I like, things that are designed to go a certain way so I can anticipate instead of trying to guess, where a play is going. So he took all of the responsibility off the O-line, off the OC that got fired. That's the type of stuff you need.
That man has the NFL bravado all around.
All around, bro.
His dad is already the PR guy. Like everything that he's already been doing, he's been groomed for this. And I think like Arthur Blank went up to him. He's had 2 NFL owners come up to him and say, "I wish you were coming out this year."
I guarantee you, if the Buffaloes have a successful season, right? And I'm talking success is
he's already number 1 on the board. Big board.
That's what I'm saying. Like
he's already on the board. He's already number 1 overall. I don't think
there's
even with the bad season they just had, he's still number 1.
He could easily be number 1 pick and Travis Hunter be number 2 pick. Easily.
Yeah.
That could easily.
So if you're the Bears, you need to position yourself where you can trade back and still be. Give me somebody who might be sorry next year, so I can get 2 picks back to back.
That's what I'm saying, man. Go get somebody.
Give me a number.
Go get Zach Wilson.
Hell,
Zach from the Jets. You know what I'm saying,
bro? What's up with this college football? This 12-game college football playoff, man. Are they going to change this, or have they fully announced like how it's going to work?
They broke it down, so it's officially a 12-game, a 12-team playoff with 5 automatic bids for the P5 conference champions. However, out of the 5, the ones with the top 4 records will be in the top 4. So you have SEC, Pac-12, Big Ten, ACC, and FCS or something like that. Like I forgot what it is, FBS, something like that. And the top 2 schools will host the first playoff round at home. Okay. So it's a situation to where a team like Florida State was left out. They're a conference champion. They went undefeated.
Well,
they would be
left out, or they just didn't make it. Like I hate.
I mean, they didn't make it.
I hate to say they were left out. It's kind of like, you weren't picked, but really you just didn't cut the criteria. You didn't But anywho,
you weren't on the top 4. But it's I like that setup. And then after that, it's the 7 teams with the best record, right? I like that. Like, there's always going to be a team like a Tulane, like that one team who gets in that's always undefeated. Liberty, you know what I'm saying? Coastal Carolina, that they demolish their people, but they don't always be ranked super high because of strength of schedule and strength of opponent. So they'll get that automatic bid as well. So I like that setup, and I like the top 2 teams hosting their, you know what I'm saying, their home game, whatever. I mean, the four are hosting the playoff games at home, and then the 7, they battle it out and how that goes. I like it. I like this setup. It solves the issue of that one guy left out. Like, if you're a conference champion,
does it? Because now 13, 14, and 15.
Nah,
they're gonna be sitting there saying we should be in over this person. And
the cream has risen to the top. But that first 8 is. The first 8 is like the cream of the crop, like that's 6 to 8, right? And then the last four teams, those are the teams that's like, like Alabama last year, right? Say, they lost to Texas, and say they lost that game to Auburn, right? That last second, they don't get it.
Man,
are they really? They may drop to 11, but a 2-loss team of that caliber last year is definitely better than a 1-win Maryland or some shit, like something like that. But because now how the leagues are set up now, the Big Ten, it's like 20 teams. Like there's
going to be 2 conferences represented in these things, bro. SEC and the Big Ten.
Heavy.
I mean, basically, he's going to have over half the teams be probably from those 2 conferences.
Right. And if you lose, say for instance, say Florida, we lose to UGA, right?
Yes. Say it again. Say it with your chest.
Say we lose to UGA, and then we lose to LSU in a close one, right? So that's 2 losses. So we don't get to go to SEC championship, none of that. But the teams we lost to are super competitive, and we lost a game. So that may put you at like number 10. Would you want to see a team who lost to the number 1 team in the nation and then lost a back and forth nail biter type thing?
Because y'all is. We've been saying it because it's not because okay. So when they say broke, they not mean like y'all don't have money. Like it's broken. That's how I take it. Florida's broke right now. Florida's collectives are all they kind of battling each other. If you ask me, now I'm on the
It's
outside.
not. No, it's
That's
only.
what it
It's
look
only.
like. It look like y'all.
It's only one. It's only one major collective. It's There's two collectives, but there's one who's.
That's for the people who listen to only audio. The question was asked: why does Florida look like we're broke right now?
Because the optics and the reporting and stuff, it's easy to kick a man when he's down type thing. And it was like rumors going around that DJ Lagway he wasn't getting his check and all. Like, it's just a lot of rumor stuff that Billy doesn't address a lot of stuff. So what happens is rumors just bubble and all that. But the thing with Florida is Florida has the money. The issue is the method of how they spend and the hierarchy, right? So you have like the AD, you have the president, and then typically schools have the AD, then you have the head coach. Florida has the president, the UAA, who is the sports administrators. Then you have the AD. So they're the guys. So when Billy wanted to fire the strength and conditioning coach from last year, right? He wasn't approved because the UAA has to pay the buyout contract.
So
they didn't want to pay the buyout contract.
It's many chiefs. There's too many chefs in the kitchen.
The UAA needs to go.
2 to 10 people to make a decision, and it's just too much right now. So it looks like y'all are broke and ain't got no money, but really y'all got money. It's too many people in there to question like to spend it. I guess you know what I'm saying.
You have half the boosters that want to.
Folks in here, they don't know where they want to put the building fund money. They want to really build a building. Somebody say we need to put it in the kitchen. Somebody say we need to fuse and
we need more sweet seats.
Money,
and it's like, no, we need 20 mil in NIL. Like that 20 mil can be spent somewhere else. And it's just like, okay, we have.
Y'all like winning anyway, so I understand why
like,
people inside the building are like, what we giving Billy this money for? What we giving Billy this money for? He not winning.
But the thing is, and it's crazy. Then it's the value. So it's like, oh, we're going to pay what the player's worth. Yes, I get that. Sometimes you got to pay a little more. Sometimes you got to get into those battles.
No,
and it's not Billy's. And it's not all Billy's call.
You Florida. You shouldn't have to do that. You're Florida. That's what they're telling Billy. You're Florida. You shouldn't have to do that.
Unfortunately,
take Tebow with you. When you go talk to him, take Tebow with you.
The world we live in now, you have to be able to do that until you are.
That success was so long ago that they just don't care about Tebow.
I mean, it's everybody. Ohio State admitted that I got to pay $20 million a season to keep my players.
31,000.
31 million. And Ohio State goes to the conference playoffs every year. And they
ain't winning though.
Yeah, they lose.
You see what I'm saying? You got to be winning, KB. The AD.
Yes, we get what you're trying to say. Yes, UGA, blah, blah, blah.
Don't do that. Matter. This ain't got nothing to do with you. We're talking about Florida.
Florida.
So you got to be not broke. Okay, let me ask you a question. Let me ask you this. Let's say you bought a new car, right? You bought a new car. It stopped working on your check engine light. Come on, right?
Mm-hmm.
You take the car back to the dealership. Okay, we got to fix one part. KB, the part be here. Give us a few. We'll do it. You get it. This time when you get in there and crank it up, dry. It even feel kind of crazy. And the check engine light pop back on again, right? So you take that more back. Now, mind you, are you going to keep buying that car? You want that same car? Or how many times you going to be like, I'm going to keep taking it back. And then it come back worse. They're not going to keep giving Billy money. And for y'all to look worse. You look worse than what he started. He took over something that Dan Mullen had just beat us. Now it looks so
we're not doing that.
Y'all are bad.
This episode will go on for an hour if I had to break down what happened when Billy took over the team and why it would take an hour to talk and break that down.
You gotta hear it. That man has got your team has gotten worse since Billy's got.
I mean, yes, technically the record is worse.
Recruiting has gotten worse since Billy's got, and Dan Mullen didn't even care about recruiting. It's gotten worse. So
it's a different world.
So how can you?
Dan Mullen had a crew in the NIL era. Oh my God! And then we're not going to speak about it. Majority of Dan Mullen's majority of Dan Mullen's classes, some of them didn't even make it to campus. So yes, the class may have closed at number 10. However, the guys that made it to campus Oh, those guys that ranked number 19 because guys weren't eligible. Guys didn't show up. Guys.
So yeah, back to Crystal's questions, bro. How you got to start winning to get some money? That's the only way you're gonna get it. Yeah. And I think Billy, I really think you get worse this year, bro. If you look at the schedule, I know we're still early.
We already talked about the names.
No, we talked about this.
The names are bright and bold. I ain't worried about it. We going 8. We win 8 games this year. I ain't worried about it. We got 3.5. We got the defense. We had an offense that averaged 30-something points a game. Our defense just gave up more.
I got 3.5 wins this year.
I'll take that. I'll take the over.
3.5.
I'll take the over right now. Right now.
Hey man, if you're in the Atlanta area, man, we got a basketball game that they asked your dog to come out and host. They asked me to come out and do my thing and MC the game. Y'all remember how the AN1 mixtape used to be when the person would be actually on the court with the mic talking as they playing and doing stuff? That's exactly what your dog can get to be doing, man. So,
baby,
we're gonna do it we're gonna do it the old AN1 style. You know what I mean? I'm gonna be right there as somebody getting that flavor given to him. I'm gonna be right there talking to him back. So
the tweens.
Man, I'm giving it to him. But he pulling up for 3 of them. Oh boy, listen. Woo, from 3. Listen, man. I'm ready, dog. I've been practicing doing my little voiceovers.
Well, they're gonna kick you off the court, boy.
Yeah, they probably will. I'm sure. But I'm there. So y'all make sure y'all come out. It's a free event, man. You get to come out, man. Bring the kids out. We're gonna have a good time. Hey, I can't wait, man. I'm blessed with them boys to even come ask me to do it, man. And wholesale, man. This is a thing, man. They put on art shows. They got we had them on last year. Yeah, man. Yeah, we had G on last year, so we're gonna bring G on again, man. Let him tell us a little bit more about the game. They're supposed to announce next week the rosters and the referees. And I get to get everybody's name and their nickname and how they want me to bring them out. I'm doing introductions. So it's gonna be fun, man. We're gonna have a good time. I'm gonna be live. We're gonna stream it live from the Toe2Toe site, live from their situations as well. I have somebody to hold the camera. I have the mic. So yeah, man, we're gonna be live on the court, man. What's this? April 7th at Sunday, man. 3:30 is when we open the doors up. They give me the mic about 3:45. Yeah, it's up all the way to the final Wilson. So make sure you guys come out. Like I said, it's a free event. I posted the event on our social media. It's Facebook, YouTube, Instagram. It's all over. You see the flyer. The address is on the right-hand side, man. It's at the Smyrna Community Center out there on Powder Springs Street in Smyrna, Georgia, man. Make sure you guys come out and just come kick it with your dog, man. Come tell your dog what's up. Come have, you know what I mean? What's going on? Bring your dog a hot dog or something. We'll do it, man.
Yeah, man.
What's up, my boy? You got anything?
Yeah, man. That's it for me, man. It's a beautiful day out here in good old Dallas. And we about to get to it today, get outside, you know what I'm saying? Get some eats.
Let me tell you, bro. Let me tell you what your dog did for the first time yesterday now.
Oh, boy.
They grill on and did real, right?
Woo! Okay.
I just go buy. You know, I buy it.
Okay.
He's selling the slab. Steve-O pull up. He gonna buy. But anyway, I did my own, bro. It didn't come out too bad. It wasn't really how I wanted it, but it wasn't.
You smoking it, or you putting it? You smoking it, or you putting it on the fire?
No, it's not on the fire. It's kind of like I'm burning it off heat.
You know? Indirect, okay.
Indirect heat. Yeah, that's off. Indirect heat.
Like, you know what, man?
I did that. I did the indirect heat, man. The seasoning was on point. Seasoning was perfect. I just got to get that tenderness, and I think I know what I didn't do. I ain't let them marinate long enough, really. You know what I'm saying?
And low and slow.
Man, I did. I left one up about. It hit about 2 hours, man, for real, and it was good. And I checked the temperature. I got my temperature gauge, make sure we were good in that thing. Kids loved it, man. Kids on point.
Go on YouTube, man. I feel like I'm a pit master. I'm not.
So I'm doing hamburgers and hot dogs and sausages and stuff today, man. Something small, light, but the grill, man. I'm gonna light that thing back up.
Put the speaker outside. You know what I'm saying? I think I'm gonna do that. I'm not gonna do it today, but I'm gonna maybe tomorrow, man. I might, you know what I'm saying, spark up the grill, man. Put some chicken on there, man.
Yeah, man, it's that time, man. It's that time of year.
It's that time.
It's coming in quick, man. Get the yard together, get the deck together, man, and get everybody open. And you know, we pop out cookouts quick. Just bring the meat. Everything else is take care of itself.
There you go. Bring the sides. But yeah, man. Make sure y'all like, comment, subscribe. Y'all want to see these plates? Make sure you take a picture of the plate you get on the grill, man. We want to take some pictures of the plates.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? All that. Next week we're gonna work to get Crystal on here so we can talk.
Yeah, man, we want to bring Crystal on. I would definitely want to talk about that.
The women's basketball league, the AU league, has started here. It's in Dallas. I'm trying to go because Ted Cooper is playing down here, so I'm trying to go and support the women that's playing.
Next year too. I already making the announcement because it's already been booked. I got the information in my inbox. Toe2Toe Sports is doing the Senior Bowl. So, bro, I need you to please schedule the first weekend in February next year. They show mad love to podcasts. They want podcasts to come down. I've been in contact with somebody. First week in February, we got to be down at the Senior Bowl. We're gonna get full access, and man, like
we there. It's coming. It's coming, man. Make sure y'all like, comment, subscribe. Be on the lookout for the link for the merch and stuff like that.
Work on that today too.
Everything, man. Just
this baby shower, and then I'm gonna get to work, man. It's all Toe2Toe. I'm doing work today, and we on Prize Picks too. I've been posting them Prize Picks, so look out for Toe2Toe, man. Especially on Twitter, man. I post those Prize Picks.
Retiring from picks.
I ain't. No, bro. No. Listen, you don't think about the money that you lose. Wait till we hit, then you be like, okay. We'll recoup all that.
You ever seen the movie Hidden Gems with Adam Sandler?
Yeah, I know.
Yeah. That's how it starts. We out of here, man. Until next time, next week. Check us out. We out.
I ain't never played sports. I always have, like music and love music from the jump. So that was my just plan A. I ain't even have a plan B. I made myself not have a plan B on purpose just so I can fulfill my plan A.